Ladies and gentlemen,
So Lucas Hatton and Trey Mitchell taking 5 in 37 seconds. Trey Mitchell 5 in 43. Then it was Kilishkovsky. Evan Singleton, the only other man to finish.
I quite like having my bad event first. On paper, it's not ideal because again, you're going to be first out on the next event, and then you're on the back foot from there.
The Hercules Hold, an iconic event in an iconic venue.
Event 2.
I think favourite event for the Royal Albert Hall Strongman Classic has got to be the Hercules Hold.
I'm aiming for over a minute. I know that sounds crazy, but you got to go into a meditative state.
The Hercules Hold is, by its very nature, a huge bit of kit.
Yeah, the Hercules Hold's hard. I mean, there's a couple of our events, probably things like power stairs that we probably can't have here.
Yeah, so logistically, it's the biggest pain.
By far the hardest.
For the crew, usually they just push something round the side of a curtain.
And then we can have it all set up in little pods ready to go out, be as efficient and direct as possible.
And it's either off stage or on stage, whereas this is different.
Here, there is no back of stage. It is a circular arena.
Because as soon as the show starts, we can't bring anything from anywhere else.
Because the loading bay lift is part of the arena floor.
But, we can get a lot of stuff in, and you just got to be a little bit more organised.
We can do it. We've done it before, we'll do it again.
We make it work.
Then the fun starts after that.
Because it's just as spectacular with no crowd. It's beautiful. And I like the fact if I stand on stage and think that Adele's once stood here.
It's famous for many things, the Royal Albert Hall, from
Jimi Hendrix, Michael Jackson, David Bowie, Beyonce, Eric Clapton performed here 200 times, Ed Sheeran, Coldplay, Jay-Z, Led Zeppelin, Luciano Pavarotti, Muhammad Ali even competed in an exhibition boxing bout here. Albert Einstein performed one of his lectures here, and Winston Churchill even orated his wartime speeches right in this very special place. And as for what happened in 1901, well, that was the first ever global bodybuilding competition with none other than Eugene Sandow. One of the judges that day was the author of Sherlock Holmes' Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
We shot a 2 minutes 30 one-take monologue with Radzi from the backstage dressing room through the hall, sort of through the back halls, corridors of the hall, up the lift, and into a box. Now, we shot that earlier in the day at about 2 o'clock, but then it was played out as live to the arena, and then the payoff is that Radzi comes out and the crowd, is there and they cheer. But it was tight timing. I don't think it was edited till 4 o'clock, and we didn't have time to run it through. So we were hoping that it was all, no issues with the encoder or anything like that. But it was all good in the end. It worked really well, and I got a really good reception. And Radzi, awesome. Don't tell him I said that though.
Because when special things happen, we get a special response. Don't believe me? Take a listen to this.
Royal Albert Hall, welcome to the best fans in the world!
We go into the Vita Kick presented Hercules Hold.
We have the Hercules Hold. The Hercules Hold is a great one in this venue as well.
Awful strain, and actually it's a bit of an awful event to, just cling on to those pillars as long as you can. But it's absolutely iconic.
It's nice to see Felix back. He's dyed his beard, so he's feeling strong.
Do have Mark Felix going to attempt his world record.
I think Mark can break the record, but I think Reno is as good, if not better.
Most competitive spread of Hercules Hold times that you've seen in any Giants live show.
Mark Felix hates pressure, so I just kept saying to him, just come out and have fun, come out and have fun. Trying to get his mind off the world record.
The second and third positions could be literally anyone, so I will be holding on to that thing for dear life.
Guys that I would look out for on this one, certainly Evan Singleton. He is one of the best when it comes to grip strength. Reno Nell was phenomenal at World's Strongest Man.
Small things can make a big difference. With this one compared to World's Strongest Man.
I'd have an outside bet of a tenner on Reno to beat the world record as well.
Mitch Hooper's done well on this before.
My first time I did it, I was somewhere around 1 minute and 7 seconds. The second time I did it, I was somewhere around 1 minute and 18 seconds and chose to drop it because that's when I won the World Tour Finals last year.
We got Hooper, who's really good, and Rhino, I know he has a good Hercules Hold. I'm really excited to see how I feel on this kit.
The worst thing that could happen is if you take any sort of skin damage to your hand on the Hercules Hold.
It's normally been a good event for me in the past.
Paddy Haynes as well, that guy's got a phenomenal grip too.
Start him off, and there is the whistle. Little bit of balance issues early, Lawrence, but pretty solid.
Guardian looking down, keeping his focus completely elsewhere. Stands stoic in between the pillars, 60 years age, there or thereabouts, 59 and counting, and yet he looks like he's 25.
Now's when Nick will have to really dig deep.
Jaco Schoonwinkel, very, very diligent approach to this. You can see how calm he is up there. He's like a mill pond.
A man with a focused face.
The massive figure of the T-Rex, Evan Singleton, just looking down, eyes closed, trying to retain position, and the crowd start to rev now as he approaches the minute mark and starts to dig in, and the Rex looks into the crowd, and we are over the minute. How bad do you want it, Evan Singleton? Fighting back now as he closes in on the lead of the Royal Albert Hall. Here,
you've got more, Mark Felix. Do not put that down. Come on, Mark. 120. Keep going.
The big story there was really Felix, could he come out and do a world record? And I kind of hate putting that pressure on him, because actually his big world records have come when he's competed. He's just gone out there, he's one of the guys. Putting all this pressure on Mark, it's not really his bag.
Brilliant to see Mark Felix back. He won the event obviously, but it didn't really count because he wasn't competing in the rest of the events.
But I'm so pleased he comes along. Mark he's welcome at everything I ever do for the rest of my life, you know, from weddings to bar mitzvahs. I'd always want Mark Felix there.
Nick Guardian never touched the equipment before in his life.
That's right, I gotta hide the balding hairline.
He goes out there, hammers it, and he's leading the competition.
So any event where you've got to lean forward, bandana on.
That's exactly correct.
Until we see the run of Evan the T-Rex Singleton.
Make sure that I was healthy for this show, because these are good, solid events for me, and I can really make a statement with this show.
Make a statement of being bald and dumb.
You're oh my God, you look like you drink vegan.
Sticks and stones may break my bone,
but you're not gonna beat me.
Fantastic. Evan has always done well on it, and he didn't surprise me really when he won it.
Could be a big night for the T-Rex.
The standard today, unbelievable.
And it was fire. I think 8 or 9 men over the minute mark.
I said to Lucas Hatton afterwards, he was a bit disappointed. I said, well, actually, you got 50 odd seconds, which I've seen that be top 3.
More than double the number of athletes we've ever had do a minute plus in one show.
It was just a very strong grip field, just by chance.
The crowd, when they see that clock go to 45, 50 seconds.
You get all these people cheering for you, and I think it drives these guys on to perform at the best. I'm sure it does.
All right. It's a very important job. This is like VIP stuff. Is it in? Got it in?
Back for a while. Different shoes. Tell us about what you've been doing.
Different shoes. Literally different shoes.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea who won.
Have I got to say through my teeth?
Oh yeah, I love Marmite.
Have we forgiven her yet?
No, still not. No, she did it to me and Trey too. I'm not the only one. I'm the only one speaking out.
Hope someone forces some Marmite on her too. You know, just stuff some Marmite in her mouth.
I was doing a bit on water. Ladies and gentlemen, water, a wonderful drink of champions. If you want to have a figure like me, do not drink water. Drink fizzy pop.
How's the photography team?
How are we doing, Jamie?
Good.
Doing good.
Warm but good.
He's warm. I'm still in a hoodie.
How are you still in your hoodie doing?
Because it's not that hot.
One take two takes, because on the first take the lift went to the wrong floor. So not Radz's fault. But yeah, he's pretty good. But you know, don't give him too much credit.